Steve's a problem solver. He's a deep thinker. He's a policy wonk.
I could bounce ideas off him, and he could, take off his single district hat and have a countywide view.
I first met Steve in his days as the hippie designer builder from San Geronimo Valley, who spent a lot of time at our front counter.
I've seen pictures of Steve in early days with a red afro.
Best thing about Steve was he wasn't afraid of handling and tackling big issues.
I actually met Steve way back when I was about in first grade at the groundbreaking of my mom's playground, which Steve helped to create. And it was a fantastic opportunity just to see like the expansion and possibility of someone's ideas coming, or someone's dreams coming into reality.
One of the things that he did in 2011 was he undertook what he called the May Meander, where he set out to walk around District 4, to walk, bike, and on a couple of occasions, boat around District 4. He took a full week to do it. It was something like 150 miles, and he would stop along the way to talk to people and visit, learn about local problems and issues, and he would camp in the various campgrounds along the way. Apparently, as he was coming towards the end of the May Meander, he was walking into Novato from the west, and it was nighttime. He was finishing up a long day, and he didn't know where he was going to sleep. So he just rolled into town and found a park and rolled out his sleeping bag under some bushes and spent the night there. And in hindsight, I always thought, wow, what an IJ headline that would be. County supervisor found sleeping in the bushes.
He was a Renaissance man when it came to all the different issues that we struggle with here in Marin County, from natural resource policy to transportation to social services to broadband internet to agriculture and trying to hang on to our ranches and dairies in West Marin. He really was the complete package. He is the complete package.
From the day he joined the Board of Supervisors, he demonstrated this vision and this interest in our parks and open space and our trail network. Steve has been consistent in saying we not only want trails, we want people on the trails. All people, young people, old people. So I admire him for that.
As I drive around Marin County, I realized that every 200 or 300 feet was something we had touched. A community project, a gym, a replacement of a failing culvert with one that was fish-friendly, a road paving project.
Over the last 4 to 5 years, really his leadership on the equity work and making sure that stays on our county's agenda, and that sensitivity to all communities is a focus of our county, really stands out to me.
We all conclude that he really is a leader, a true ally, and someone who's been able to be there when he's been needed most on very difficult issues of diversity and inclusion.
I remember he assembled a small group of community leaders of color to have some intentional conversations over breakfast. We started to see it be considered as a lens for making decisions at the county level.
I really see Steve as someone, when he does have a lot of knowledge, he really tries to share and disseminate that in the community. But when he does it, he really seeks out and tries to make sure that he has the deepest understanding of what's going on.
And he is deeply committed to Marin County, and especially the West Marin district and San Geronimo Valley that he represents and that he calls home. Very authentic connection to the people and the place.
Steve's also a student of history, and I think that's allowed Steve to look both backwards and forwards when he's weaving together his threads of reasoning in making decisions on important land use matters.
The notion that Steve Kinsey is a micromanager is completely false. He's not a micromanager. He's beyond micromanager. He's given micromanaging a new name. He gets down to the level of detail that nobody ever else does. So was he a micromanager? Absolutely not. I think we need to come up with a different word, maybe nanomanager.
And certainly he was hands-on in the design, the rebuild of the health campus. If anyone knows Steve, they know what I mean by hands-on, down to sketches.
The last thought I'd share is that Steve is a
elected official who's always working for the benefit of the greater community.
I can't think of a time when people weren't really glad that he was in the room and said so.
And so it's really sad to see him go, but I feel like in the next coming years and decades, there could potentially be a whole bunch of really great work that's based off of all of this 2 decades of work that Steve's been doing for the community.
I wish he'd stay forever, but I can't. I try to get him to not leave.
Steve, you're a great local government leader, a serious public policy expert, a wonk, a hippie, a business guy, a Renaissance man in many different ways. I don't know how we're ever going to replace you, but I'm sure going to miss you.
Take me out to the ball game, take me out to the park, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Well, it's root, root, root for the Giants. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.